Definitely practice before you attempt this on your own, or better yet, be smart and hire somebody that knows how to do it. Before we get started installing the crossbar and showing you guys some very, very sad and amateur welding, yeah, make sure you stick around to the end to see that. You're not gonna wanna miss your chance to roast me in the comments after that little display. Before we get to all that, I wanna say thank you to everybody that watches the channel, that subscribes, that comments, that hits the little like button. I really appreciate all the support. So as a way of saying thank you, I'm gonna do a little giveaway. We're gonna give away a $100 gift card to Amazon. So anything you want from Amazon up to 100 bucks on me, just for watching Montana Garage. To pick a winner, we're gonna play a little game called Montana Garage Trivia. So I'm gonna ask you a Montana Garage related trivia question. If you know the answer, put it in the comments below. If you don't know the answer, you might have to go look in another video, find the answer. I'll usually leave a little hint to where the answer might be, and then go find that answer, come back to the video I asked the question in, put the answer in the comments, and that's your entry to win. Every correct answer is a chance to win the Montana Garage Trivia game. So we're gonna ask a question in this video, and we're gonna ask a question in the next 3 videos, and then we'll announce a live stream. I'll do a short video or a community post or a Facebook post or Instagram post, or probably all of the above, to announce when we're gonna do a live stream. So make sure you're following along everywhere. You hit the little notification bell so you don't miss out on when we're gonna do the live stream. And once we do a live stream, I'll have you folks out there that are in the live stream help me pick a winner. So you got 5 chances to win. Wait a second, you guys out there are all pretty smart. I know, I said this video and the next 3 videos, so that's 4, not 5. Well, a lot of you already know where the 5th chance to win is, because I already asked the first question in a previous video. It was at the end of the video, so if you didn't watch all the way to the end, you didn't see the announcement and you didn't get your first entry. So make sure you go back to a previous video, find that question, put the answer in the comments. That way you got all 5 chances to win. The only thing I'm gonna ask of the winner is when you go to Amazon to spend your $100 that I'm gonna give you, click through the Montana Garage Amazon store or any of the product links I put in the video descriptions below. And then once you get there, you don't have to buy one of my products, but then you search out whatever product you want, make the purchase, and as long as you clicked through one of my links before you make your purchase, I'm gonna earn some commissions on anything you buy while you're in there. That's not just for the winner, that's for anybody that feels like supporting the channel and does any shopping on Amazon. If you click through any of the links I have below for certain products, or just the link to the Montana Garage store, or if you just Google Montana Garage Amazon store, I think it'll take you right there. You don't have to buy one of the items I have listed in my store. I have some cool items that I use out here in the shop, but you don't have to buy one of those. Just go to my store and then search whatever product you want, make your purchases, and then I will earn a little bit of commission. I've been buying a ton of parts for this thing lately. We got a big trip coming up for Rocky Mountain Race Week, and you know, I'm just trying to ease the pain just a little teeny tiny bit. Every little bit helps, so I appreciate it. Anybody that does make a purchase on Amazon through my links, hit me up in an email. I'll send you Montana Garage stickers as another way of saying thank you. So I think that's all the business for now. Let's get back to the video. At some point, I'll break back in and we'll ask a little question and let the games begin. All right, let's talk back brace before we get started. I think I've been calling it the back brace. That is what they call it in the Alston Engineering roll bar kit they sent me. I was just reviewing the NHRA rulebook to make sure I'm doing this at least close to right. And they refer to it as the crossbar. So crossbar, back brace, something like that. I got a couple interesting things, you know, to talk about that thing. First of all, over here in my 57 delivery that has a similar roll bar, the crossbar here where my harness is hooked up, that is a 1 3/4 inch diameter tube, just like the rest of them. So here it's the same diameter. The rule book states it has to be, or I don't think it has to be, but it can be a 1 1/4 inch tube. I guess whether it's okay to have it bigger like that, I'm not sure. Probably is, but I don't know. But it says it can be a 1 1/4 inch tube. So that's what they sent me in my kit. So you can kind of see the difference there. So this is the bar for the crossbar. So obviously that's going to go from here to here across the main hoop. Now how high does it go? That's the other thing we got to figure out. In the rule book it states, I just reviewed it and I kind of forgot already, so check your own rule book to make sure I'm telling you right here, but not above and no more than 4 inches below the shoulders or something to that effect. Again, review your own rule book to find out for sure. But the deal is you want your straps, your harnesses are gonna be hooked up back there. You want them pulling kind of at a downward angle. So to figure out exactly where I want it, I'm gonna throw the seat back in here, obviously kind of get in position and try to figure out a way to kind of like mark where my shoulder is, because as usual, I don't have any help out here. We'll get something figured out there and then we'll figure out where the bar is gonna go. So here's what I came up with. The best of my ability, I kind of marked my shoulder. I used the camera and some pictures and just, I mean, it's pretty close to right here is the top of my shoulder. That's the top of my shoulder. I think that's a 4-inch mark there. From there to there, so I have to be not above my shoulder, so I can't be up here, and not more than 4 inches below. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the bottom of the tube right in this bend, and you know, it's an 1.25 inch tube, so if that's the bottom of the tube, you know, whatever, 1.25 inch would be the top of the bar. And so then I'm going to end up, you know, somewhere's around 2.5 to 3 inches below the top of my shoulder. Time to try to figure out some notches in this bad boy, I guess. That ought to be interesting with the angled tube here. So after a few minutes of messing around, figuring, head scratching, whatever, what do I know about making this notch so far? Pretty much zero. I do know, I guess I know more than zero. I do know the bar they gave me is 60 inches long. I know the widest point that I'm gonna need the bar is approximately 53-ish inches. So I got some extra bar there. I do know that once I put a 90-degree magnet on here and a level on here, that it's basically 90 degrees off of the leg of the main hoop that I'm coming across. You know, that's close enough to get me started. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, means I got some extra bar here. I'm going to cut the main bar, or I'm going to cut the crossbar at 55 inches. That'll give me a couple inches for, you know, making mistakes and having to do it 2 or 3 times, and hopefully still be long enough once I get it figured out. And it'll give me a 5-inch piece that I can play with or learn from or make some practice notches on. So I'll cut this bar, I'll have a 5-inch scrap, and then I can hold it up here and try to use my best guesstimates. And I've watched a few videos. Of course, none of them really address making a smaller tube into a bigger tube, or the fact that my tube kind of kinks right there. So it's gonna be some trial and error for sure. So all I can do is keep trying until I get it right. So we'll cut a piece and then sneak up on it. Unfortunately, that'll probably be tomorrow, hopefully. Okay, back in the shop for Roll Bar Saga Part 39 million. Someday I might get this thing done, but maybe I won't. I did do a little bit of work off camera. One thing I did is try to clean up the old face a little bit, going for the little bit less ratty look. The car still looks ratty, and that I like. We got the little piece of our roll bar crossbar scrap that I cut off, and I worked on the notch. I just kind of, you know, marked it and snuck up on it, and I think I got it fairly good. So now I have to find a way to transfer this notch to the real bar. Luckily, in my numerous how to install a roll bar and how to notch tube searches, I found a guy on YouTube, and if I remembered who it was, I'd totally give the guy credit, but I found a guy that was making templates of his notches. So that's what I did here, is I drew a line on my bar for a reference, put this kind of lightweight cardboard on there, traced it out, cut it out, and made this little template. I used it to mark the other end of this scrap piece. I'll cut that out and just kind of see how it goes, and then assuming it's gonna get me close-ish, then I'll use this template to notch the end of the actual bar that's going in the car. So let's see how that shakes out. So I made another notch with my template, and it fit pretty good. I had to, you know, kind of sneak up on it a little bit. The problem is, with this bar going from left to right, I'm not really gonna be able to sneak up on it. It's gonna have to be, you know, right on. But the reason I had to sneak up on it is because I was just kind of eyeballing my level. So now I got the laser out, so I got my magnets at the same spot. So now I know that, you know, it fits pretty good on both sides with the same notch. Oops, now I got my magnet moved. That's right, we'll put that back. So I decided what the notch is going to be. I adjusted my template ever so slightly to the notch that I adjusted ever so slightly. Then I came over here to my bar. You'll see I put a line, I got stuff in the way here, but you'll see I put a line straight down the bar so I can keep these notches phased the same way or whatever. How to get this line on here straight, I just laid the bar on the ground here by my long level and drew a line with the marker. Came to this end, put the template on there, drew that mark. In the car here, when I had the little metal pieces up there, I made a little mark right here on both sides, and I tried to measure from that point to that point. It's pretty much right on 52 inches. So that's kind of the narrowest point of my bar, I guess. Be this point right here. So then I measured 52 inches, and then that's when I slid this on and drew that mark. So now, I guess, like I say, there's not really a lot of cheating or sneaking up on it a guy can do on this deal. So I gotta just maybe double check some stuff and then make these notches. So get my magnet up here where my laser is. Where's my laser? Almost there. So I was doing it so the magnet just barely gets on the laser. And then, so this is my template. So you can see that fits on there pretty good. So I got the metal piece that I've notched a couple times and it fits pretty good. So let's do some double checking before we do some notching. Well, I was just getting ready to get the courage to make this cut on this crossbar here. You heard my phone ringing maybe on the last clip. The wife called and we're trying to finish our basement, so she needs me to go help her look at cabinets so she can make a decision. So I am going to go do that. So we'll get back on this roll bar again soon, and we may or may not ever finish it. Who knows? We'll keep trying though. Once again, I'm back out in the Montana garage. Possibly got some cabinets picked out. It wasn't super painful, plus I got a cookie out of the deal, so you know, totally worth it. I did double check my measurement across the bar and kind of check to make sure the corners of my notches are hitting in the right spot. Guess there's nothing left to do now but grab the death wheel and cut these off and hope it works. Gonna kind of leave the mark so I got a little bit of room to play with. Got my glasses. That's better. Unfortunately, there's no real way to test this in the car because we can try, but it's got a different, if I hold it off to the side, it has a different angle. So I can't tell if this notch is gonna work until I'm actually in there. Because off to the side, it's a little different. But I don't know. I can get an idea that we're looking pretty close. Let me look at it a little closer and see how she seems. All right, I'm just gonna say the first notch looks decent. Hard to tell exactly because I can't really get it in there right, but it's close. And I'm gonna hope that my measurement is also close, because once we cut this one, there's no going back, and I can't really like leave it long and sneak up on it because it just won't fit in there. So I'm going to leave it a little long just so I don't go too short, but I don't know. Here we go. I guess the worst can happen. We got to buy a new bar. Where are we held together at here? All right, time for a moment of truth test fit. Wish me luck. All right, initial test fit on my hopes and dreams. All right, so as I mentioned, I can't leave it long because it won't fit in there, but I tried to, you know, not make it too short, and we are, at this point, still too long, so. We'll go with attempt number 2. Hold on. All right, actually, it's a good thing I didn't cut it because it's pretty close. I just had to put it down here and then slide it up to get it in. So just got it jammed in there, and I got to kind of take a peek still and see. I mean, we're a little wide up here, so if we can get away with taking a little more off the bottom on that one. All right, I got to get the down she goes. Hold on. All right, I gotta get a clamp and get my laser up so I can make sure we're making it level, and then we'll make some final adjustments. And by golly, I think, unless I screw it up still, it might work. All right, I got her jammed in there. The top of the magnet should be on the laser line, so the whole thing's gotta move up a 1/2 inch. I'm not necessarily worried about getting exactly to that 1/2 inch, but I do have to move it up because both sides have a gap on top and they're tight on the bottom. So I got to make some marks, kind of grind out the bottoms a little bit more. I think this is still within 4 inches of my shoulder, so if it ends up a little lower than I planned, that's fine. So right now I'm just going to try to sneak up on it like I didn't think I was going to be able to do. But if I can take a little bit off each bottom, move it up a hair to close this gap on top, then we'll be muy perfecto, or close enough. All right, we just made some changes. So now we're checking test fit number 2. All right, so to get in here, we got to kind of put it in low. Bring it on up, move it on up. Somewhere there. Let's see, I must be standing in the laser, so I can't see the laser over there. Get back up there. It must have done something because it would stay there before. It almost seems like, I mean, it looks pretty good where I can see. I need to get it held in place so I can see what needs to change. I think it needs to go up more on this side just by observation. But it won't stay in place anymore. Need another big magnet. Yeah, kind of staying. All right, so it's got to turn this guy. It's more laser action over here. Definitely low on this side still. We're close to where I wanted it on this side. Within the 1/8 inch or so. It's kind of hard to get back here now. The crossbar in the way. I know I'm gonna bump it and it's gonna fall on me. I think I can live with everything over there. So we need to just make her go up a smidgen on this side. All right, one more mark and trim. Hopefully one more. I'm actually very happy with both notches. It's just got to go a smidge higher. So as you can see, I put a blue marker line on there. Kind of, you know, maybe a shy 1/8 inch or so. So I don't want to do too much, but I'm just going to kind of take that line off of there, keep my notch the same-ish, and then hopefully we're golden. Oh boy, I think we're close to our marks now, baby. Oh, maybe it went down over here as it went up over there. Alright, that's telling me it's level-ish right there. Sitting on my magnet makes life hard. Alright, need to check out. See what I can't see that notch without crawling over there, but see what you guys see. I think it is looking pretty good. I already looked at this one and I'm close enough on that, I think. So I'm just a hair lower than my little mark that I put on there. I mean, like an 1/8 inch. This one's a little lower, but tells me it's level. Set you guys down again so it doesn't fall. I'm gonna check this notch really well and then see if I can take just a hair anywhere else. I gotta take it back out to bevel the edges. You guys like listening and not seeing? That's what you're doing. Stellar camera work. Pretty darn good. If I could take a little bit out of this, maybe this point on this side, that's where it's digging. And then bevel the edges, and then we're ready to weld. Yay, we got it right, maybe. I'm not sure how I feel about that smaller bar in there. I guess maybe this is probably normal. I'm just used to the 57 has a bigger bar there. I don't know, I guess this is what it's called for, so it'll work. No reason, I guess, to use a fatter one. It'll just be harder to climb through here and more weight. If this is what works, this will work. You guys tell me. Do you guys usually use a smaller bar? Is it the same bar? I don't know. This is what this kit sent. Rulebook says it works. We'll burn it in. Hey there, how's it going? It's another new day out here in the Montana garage, and we're finally ready to do some welding. Let's check it out and get started. Oh, and I did some more practice welding because I'm still new to welding this tube, so I'm just trying to run a few more beads. It's just, it's a little tough, you know, coming around, and it's even harder really practicing because I don't have a lot to lean against to steady yourself. So finally, I guess I'm at the point where, you know, I just need to go for it. I kind of got the settings where I want them. It's going to be a matter of how uncomfortable I am and how smoothly you can, you know, move the welding nozzle around to see what the weld's going to look like. But none of these are super pretty, but, you know, these pieces are stuck together. Well, you know, that one wasn't welded. Come on, that wasn't, I didn't screw that up. It was just sitting there. All right, these are the ones that are welded. You know, look, they're stuck together. So long as the force of a rollover has about the same force as my left hand, we should be good to go. So I think we'll start back here because, you know, these welds are gonna be forever out of sight, out of mind. Nobody's ever gonna see these. So we'll do these first, just because, and then we'll move into the car. I'll probably have to move in here anyways, you know, to do the back side of these. It's still gonna be tough doing those. I cut, you know, mostly plenty of room around the edge of those welds, but it's still gonna be kind of a tight gun angle and whatnot, but we'll make her work. And then we will hop in and do these ones before we put the crossbar in, because, you know, once there's a crossbar in there, it's a pain in the butt because there's a crossbar in the way. So we'll do that one last, and then we'll move on to, I don't know, door bars, or we'll come up with a plan after that. Well, generally speaking, none of that was pretty. My advice, pay somebody that knows what the hell they're doing to weld your roll bar in, because everybody's going to look at that, and yeah, I'm not going to be super proud of that. Maybe I'll show you a little bit. Let's get this crossbar back in here and held in place, and then we'll continue with our welding attempted welding. Yeah, we'll attempt some more welding. Took a little break after doing some welding, and now I'm starting to think about these diagonal bars that go from this joint down to the frame. Technically, I don't think I really even need those. It doesn't really talk about the diagonal bars until you go to the roll cage section. I'm just doing a roll bar. When it talks about it in the roll cage section, it just says if your main hoop is welded to a plate and not the frame, then you need the diagonal bar to the frame. Now, they came in the kit. They're in my 57 Chevy. I kind of like them, and I guess in the end, if, you know, I ever needed this roll bar because I'm on my lid, it's going to be stronger and help and all that good stuff. So I planned on putting them in here. I want to put them in here, but I got done welding. I sat back and looked, and it got me thinking about this rear seat. And I was thinking about these diagonal bars and how far back can I go to the, you know, before it's going to hit the seat. And then I started thinking, well, if I put those in, am I even going to be able to get the seat in here? So I just dug the seat down out of the rafters, kind of blew the mouse turds that were in the bottom side out. So the mouse got in there and was, you know how they get in the seat foam and whatnot. So I got that all kind of cleaned up. So I'm going to try to squeeze that in here and just get an idea. First of all, I want to make sure it fits as is. I mean, I'm assuming it does. It just seems like it might be kind of tight. And then I want to get an idea if I can use these diagonal bars and still have the seat. The problem is I'm not really going to be able to fit the seat in there where it goes because I did the mini tub, and the seat needs modified to go back to where it's going to actually call home. I want to just get it through the a roll bar and make sure it fits. And then maybe I can idea like, okay, it would go back this much further so I can see where the bars are going to be and then decide if those will still work with the back seat. All right, so let's get an idea if this bad boy fits in here. I'm assuming it does, but it seems like it might be challenging. So like I've said in previous videos, I planned on painting this car red at some point back in the day, and I got seats redone in black and red, as you can see. I'm not gonna go red, I don't think now. Obviously my front seats now are just all solid black. So I'll either get this recovered, or I'll see if I can maybe stain this center section black a little bit or something. Anyways, let's see if it even fits in here, huh? See, like I determined, it's gonna be a little tight, but hopefully with a little raisy on this side. It's the roll bar. Okay, so it goes in there. But if there's another bar right here, whether it's straight out or diagonal back, there's no way that seat's going in there. So I guess if I'm using the seat, I'm not using that bar. Let's see if it goes down to home now without destroying everything. So it fits. Like I said, I can't push it back where it goes because of the mini tub action. So the tubs are wider than the notch in the seat. So you have to modify the seat frame. I'll have to get underneath, cut some of those rods out of there, and then it'll go back to where it's supposed to be. I think we did determine that we are not using the diagonal bars. I wanted to put them in there, but I guess we're not gonna. All right, see if we can get this back out of here now, and then I guess we'll move on to the door bars. Well, I guess I might as well suck it up and do the rest of this welding, even though I'm not super stoked about how the first part of the welding went, but not gonna get done if I don't do it, I guess. All right, we interrupt this regularly scheduled amateur roll bar installation to play Montana Garage Trivia. Here is question number, well, it's question number 2 actually, because I already told you about the first one. Anyhow, the question for this video is, in a video a ways back, we're talking, it's about a year ago, I did a video titled something like Huge News for the Channel, or Big News and a never before seen project. I don't know, I looked at it a bit ago and I can't exactly remember the title. I'll put a link to it up here if you don't know. Some of you guys are gonna know the answer right away without looking, but if you have to go find the answer, somewhere up here is where you click and it'll take you there. Anyways, what was the huge news I announced at the end of that video? All right, there you go. Answers in the comments below for your chance to win the $100 from Amazon. Back to your regular scheduled programming. And well, bam! Roll bar, down bars, crossbar, welded solid. Solid as a rock, hopefully. I'm not super stoked about how the welding went. Like I said before, this tube welding in general, it's not as hard as people make it, sound a lot of times, but you gotta know what you're doing. And I don't, but I tried anyways. And just welding on the tube it's so hard to keep in position, but I don't know, they're not terrible. I'll show you some of the welds. I'm not, embarrassed by them or ashamed of them. I'm not necessarily proud of them. I'll give you a quick peek here, but some spots are better than others, and hopefully they're all gonna hold up, and we're welded solid back there too. This is probably the end of this video. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Come back next time. For the door bars, I'm gonna try to make a swing out door bar, so I'll show you how that's gonna go. And yeah, appreciate you guys watching.